I am a 41-year-old husband and a father of a 2-year-old child, and I just got laid off. So here's my plan. It's funny to say that that I'm going to go the YouTube route, but I suppose I have no other options right now. I won't get into why and how I got fired for whatever reason, because corporate America is going to corporate America. We all know how the engine functions. It's going to do what it does. I don't think that sharing the details of my layoff, or at least in depth, is going to really benefit the mapping and planning out of my YouTube plans. But but in November, my wife and I went to a Friendsgiving event, and one of the guests brought the Hot Ones sauce set. And we were all pretty excited to give it a try, and of course, the bomb was one of the standouts of that set. I finished the sauces, and I am sitting at the other end of the dining room table of that Friendsgiving event, and I'm recovering. I'm trying to figure out mentally what had happened, because it's pretty intense for those of you who haven't done the Hot Ones hot sauce rundown. It's pretty fun, especially if you like hot sauces. I recommend giving it a shot. But at the other end of the dining room table, everybody else is chiming in with their opinions, their thoughts about all of that. And I eventually speak up about how it affected me. And about a minute into the conversation, there was a lady at the other end of the table, and she said something along the lines of, "I could listen to you talk and describe things forever." And she was complimenting me on my voice. And I've been told that I have a good voice, a good speaking voice, from places like waiting tables, checking out at the grocery store, even casual events like that Friendsgiving thing. I've heard it throughout all of my adult years, and it's a compliment that I'm not good with compliments, so I just kind of brush it off and say, you know what, that's cool, whatever. Obviously, I've lived with this voice my entire life, so I have a bias that it's just normal, maybe even weird. But so true, true story. I was reading a manual at work, at one of like a work manual, and one of my coworkers says something along the lines of, "I could listen to you read anything. You could read Mein Kampf and I would just love it." So obviously he's talking about my voice, not necessarily the subject matter of what he was referencing. But it was a very memorable compliment. And honestly, it did get me to really deeply consider the whole voice acting thing. but I found out that it's essentially an impossible industry to break into. Basically, you have a small group of people who can do the voice acting, and there are only so many open seats in the industry. And these voice actors have these long tenures in the industry. So you have limited availability, and you have all of these people who do not want to move away from the industry, and therefore your entry into the industry becomes very difficult. So I scrapped that idea. But yeah, going back to the Friendsgiving event, my wife and I, we were walking around in the house in the Friendsgiving event, and we ran into the woman again who complimented me on my voice. And she asked if I had like a YouTube channel. I told her that I did. I didn't. I don't use my voice very often when it comes to my content. I just never felt like it had a place in it. So she and I, along with my wife, we talked about different ideas on how to utilize my voice, and she pitched the idea of a review channel, and I'm like, of course, of course. That's yeah. So over the last 3 months, my wife and I have been workshopping and polishing and refining this whole review concept. But there's a lot to consider. Like, what does the format look like? Is it going to be entertainment? Is it going to be educational? Is there a way to blend the two? What's the ratio between entertainment and education? What's the editing style? What's the persona that I need to craft for this review channel? There were just a lot of things that I had to that we had to consider if we were going to move forward with this. But now that I've been laid off, I have time to ponder these questions, and I'm going to be writing up a business plan. I do have a couple of pilot concepts that I have in mind to really figure out the balance between education and entertainment. I have a small group of creative minds that I want to bounce ideas off of, and I do have a group of people who I want to show these pilots to, those who do not know me personally, so that way we can remove biases from their opinions and their and to be able to receive their takeaways and feedback in a constructive manner. So the problem is monetizing YouTube. I checked out the requirements for monetization, and I was closer than I thought. There are 3 components for those of you who don't know how to monetize your YouTube channel. First thing is 1,000 subscribers. I got that. 2 is to make sure that you don't have strikes in your channel. Well, I've had this channel for 16 years, about 16 years, and it was originally set up for Guitar Hero and Rock Band stuff, and with music involved, copyright strikes just popped up all over the place. So I'm cleaning that up, so I will get that taken care of. And then there is the third aspect of monetization, and that is 4,000 viewing hours over the last 365 days. I checked my analytics, and I'm just shy of 3,000 viewing hours over the last 1 year. So the good news is I'm closer to monetization than I thought I was. So here's my plan to bump me over that 4,000 viewing hour threshold. I'm working on the pilots. In the meantime, I'm a man of different passions, like many of us are. You know, I love video games, obviously. I have a love-hate relationship with guitar culture. That's my second one. And the third one is cooking. Specifically, right now, barbecue. It's one of my favorite things, and I just can't get enough of my baby back ribs. I plan on making videos on these specific subjects, and I've had these ideas in my head for literally years. So again, now that I'm unemployed, I have time. I'm going to shoot these videos. Everything that I'm hearing about what it takes to launch a successful YouTube channel, one of the key components of doing so essentially requires the channel to upload consistent themed subject matters. If I'm going to make these videos, then obviously they're all over the place. But I've had these ideas for years, and honestly, I just want them out of my system. Before I go into work into making this review concept a reality, all of the backlog ideas that I've had, I just want out of my system. So it's going to serve several purposes. One, it's going to get stuff out there so that I can gain extra viewing hours, and it's going to help kickstart the activity of my YouTube channel. So hopefully the algorithm will notice it and hopefully allow its reach to expand to a wider audience. With that said, here are the subjects that I want to record and upload into my YouTube channel. Devil May Cry 2. Yes, 2. Showing off my Wolfgang builds, my guitar builds, both authentic PV stuff and my custom builds. Stevie Ray Vaughan and the Tube Screamer relationship. A quick barbecue hack that I never ever see mentioned before, and I think it's probably considered sacrilege for a lot of purists, but I'm not a competitive barbecuer, smoke master. I'm smoking meats for my own consumption and for my family and friends. So, quick hack for barbecue. And there is this whole clickbait strategy and tendencies that YouTubers have that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But now that I'm on the edge of becoming a YouTube creator, I'm having to revisit these clickbait strategies and come to terms with how I may use them, or finding ways to entice people to come watch my content that doesn't feel like clickbait tactics. So there it is. That's my plan. Use my voice. It seems simple. Review things, and I hope you guys stick around to check out the upcoming videos and the review product. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. You're helping me with my 4,000 hour view goal for monetization. I'm thinking about making a trailer to give people something to look forward to on what to expect, the review style, what I will review, trying to make it entertaining. I'm not going to read Mein Kampf, obviously. But this video is also going to serve as a voice demo product. So if I sound tolerable, okay, acceptable to you, let me know. And hopefully you do find my voice pleasing enough, as weird as that sounds. So that way I can entice you guys to come back and view whatever it is that I will be reviewing. Just so you know, the review concept is I am reviewing anything and everything. If that sounds ridiculous, it's meant to be ridiculous. But yeah, thanks again. Keep an eye out for the upcoming videos, the possible trailers, and the pilots. And here's to a new post-corporate America pathway to pay my bills. Thanks. We'll see you around.